this is just, I mean, when I started looking into it, I was just like, what in the world is going on? This is just absolutely insane.
And again, more stuff will probably like come out, or there'll be like more information going around by the time this episode goes up. This is the first day that this has like really graced the internet. So we don't know that much about it or really what to think.
Right. So if you haven't heard of this Wayfair conspiracy yet, essentially what it is that there was a post, I believe, that started on Reddit, and then it made its way to Twitter. But essentially somebody figured out that Wayfair had a bunch of storage cabinets that were really, really expensive. So they're $14,000, $13,000, $12,000 at least for what looks like a pretty standard storage cabinet.
Well, not only that, also these pillows, these like Zodiac pillows. There's been a lot of pictures of those going around as well. So it's the cabinets and the pillows.
And there's like a rug.
Oh, there is.
It's like a lot of items. I mean, a lot of...
But the main thing is the cabinets.
Right. Well, people are looking at these items and they're like, why are these items so expensive, for one? But two, the names associated with the items. So Wayfair has been, if you've ever shopped on Wayfair, you know that their naming schemes for things are a little weird. Like they use human names for all of their different products and collections.
But I honestly feel like that's pretty standard.
Yeah,
like most furniture, like IKEA does that.
Even clothing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like bras.
Yeah,
totally. Even makeup.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, and nobody really thought anything of this until like now, it seems like.
Well, because of the prices.
Right. Well, they're looking at the prices for these things and they're saying, okay, well, if we look at the names and we, search the names, we find missing people with the following names of these storage cabinets.
Which is really weird because some of the cabinets are the exact same and they have different names. Like there's one that's Yartiza and one that's Samia.
Yeah. And the pictures, according to the pictures, they're exactly the same yet.
Yeah, they're the same.
The prices
cabinet.
are different.
And there's, they're different names as well.
And they're by WFX Utility, which...
So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is very weird. Like it doesn't make any sense at all. So somebody along the way connected missing people with these exact names spelled. Again, these are just first names of these missing people. And they essentially made the allegation that Wayfair is somehow either, involved with a sex trafficking ring or is just, fooling all of us by being a furniture company and, as a front, and behind the scenes, they're somehow selling humans through their website, which...
Even if that's what they're doing, like if this is true, why would they put this on their website, on their furniture website?
Yeah.
There's other places. There are places that exist on the internet for people to buy that kind of thing. It's not on Wayfair. It's just kind of weird. And then another thing that's, just questionable in this whole case is one of the names, Samia, has been all over. That's probably the one that's reposted the most. And there was a missing girl named Samia. But she just did an Instagram or a Facebook Live and you have that, right? Can we play it?
Yeah.
Of her being like, this is bullshit. I'm not even missing anymore.
Right. Well, people are just going to missingkids.org and typing in the name.
Yeah, and there's a missing kid for every name.
You could look up
There's so many missing people.
Exactly. So
wait, can you play that?
Who are you? How are you going to post about me being missing? You don't even know me. And then your caption sounds retarded. Would this be true? Would this be something if this was true? Why are you posting people talking about they're missing if you don't even know if they missing with a cabinet?
I don't know.
So
I mean, this is weird.
It's very weird. And Wayfair had to respond to this because this has been getting a lot of traction online. And they said, there is, of course, no truth to these claims. The products in question are industrial grade cabinets that are accurately priced, recognizing that the photos and descriptions provided by the supplier did not adequately explain the high price point. We have temporarily removed the products from the site to rename them and provide a more in-depth description and photos that accurately depict the product to clarify the price point.
Which also, though, I'm like, what the hell kind of file cabinet's being sold for $13,000?
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Those are really expensive.
To be fair, a lot of people, these pillows and things like that, obviously
the
some
pillows,
of it
there was a pillow, literally a throw pillow for $10,000.
Which I understand, and again, there has been a history of Wayfair having fuck ups with their pricing on their website.
And that's what they said it was
because
the price
they
glitch
do.
on those ones.
Wayfair is kind of like a marketplace in a way because they do have all these other little brands Whether or not they're associated with Wayfair, I don't know. I think they own a lot of the brands that post on there, but you know how every piece of furniture says buy blah, blah, blah. They own a bunch of smaller companies that make furniture. So I think the back end of their systems is probably pretty complex, and there's probably room for error there because there's so much furniture sold through this website.
So are these cabinets actually this expensive, or are these price glitched as well?
No, they are this expensive. That's how much industrial grade. These are made out of probably stainless steel or titanium
But
or
who's
some
paying
really
that much for cabinets still?
Yeah, and that's what's weirding everybody out is like why do you have these, you know, seemingly simple products at price so high?
Especially for a place like Wayfair, which is usually known as like a place that gives you really affordable deals and stuff like that. It's not like it's a luxury furniture, office decor, you know, website. It's pretty
But I think they're
affordable.
trying to span the whole from cheap to expensive because like the pillow thing, somebody was like, look at this $9,000 pillow. Who would pay $9,000 for it? Well, when I actually looked at it, it had this specific type of duck feather in it. And when I Googled this type of pillow on another website, it was for $9,000 to $15,000
Who
for
in
a
the
down
fuck?
pillow.
From
Rich
Wayfair,
people.
though,
Some
like
people are dumb. I don't care how much money you have. You don't need to spend that much on a pillow. That's just so wasteful and stupid. But anyway,
People gotta have money to spend on that stuff, and people do spend that much on it.
there was a pillow, a Zodiac pillow, that is not supposed to be $10,000. It was price glitched. It's supposed to be like 34 or something. And what's weird about it is on the Cancer Zodiac pillow, it says one name. What did we just see it? I can't remember what the name was.
idea.
And then on the Libra Zodiac pillow was a different name.
But I feel like,
Like
that's
two
pretty
different
normal
names.
because it's two different signs. So each pillow.
But why wouldn't they
because-
call it the Cancer pillow? It was like some random person's name.
Because they always have like names. I
I don't know if that was glitches or
No,
like.
we've experienced. So we have bought some things from Wayfair, and even in the past, with like, remember when we bought the kitchen table, how it was like different collections, different names. Like that's
Yeah.
just how their whole.
No, I know,
I
but the
hate
same
Wayfair
pillow.
because
It was
of
the
this.
same collection,
Yeah.
same pillow, just different names.
Yeah, they do that all the
Yeah.
time. I
But
could
for a
show you
Zodiac
10
pillow?
examples. Yes, I could
I
show you
don't know,
10
guys.
examples.
Look
of
at
that.
it for yourself and let me know if you think it's kind of weird. Because I don't know. I'm not saying it means anything.
No,
I'm
it
just
is
saying
weird.
I
It's
think it's a
absolutely
mistake or
weird.
something.
Yeah.
Because why would they name their pillows like this?
Yeah, Wayfair just fucking has no clue what they're doing
I don't
when
know
it comes
what.
to organizing
Wayfair
shit.
sucks, and they
It
also
does.
supply materials to ICE.
The detention centers, yeah.
So you
Which is
shouldn't be
fucked up,
supporting them
too.
anyway.
Yeah, bottom line is fuck Wayfair. Don't support them.
It'll be interesting to see if any more comes out of this or if they can explain this a little better because I still feel like there's a lot of confusion right now.
Yeah, but again, I just want to be very, very clear that when we're talking about especially a subject as serious as human trafficking
Yes.
and child sex trafficking, please be super conscious about what you are sharing with other people because this is serious stuff and there's people that are actually involved in this and actually wrapped up in this that are victims, and it can be more harmful from what we've talked to with Thorne about and things like that. Sharing information like this can be even worse. You know, you think you're spreading awareness by spreading,
Or trying to solve
you know,
something.
look at Wayfair, tag the FBI. People that do that are not making the situation better. There's avenues to go about to do this properly so that it can actually be investigated. If there's adequate evidence, people have completely thrown out the window that you have to have solid concrete evidence.
Seriously.
Coincidences
It's
are
getting bad.
not solid concrete evidence that can actually be pursued. Like, yeah, we can sit around and be like, this is weird, that's weird. And we can contemplate, you know, possible ideas and theories, but we have to make sure that when you're talking about these things, even on Twitter and online, that you actually specify that, hey, this is just my opinion. This is just an idea that there's not, and there's too many people out there that are fucking pushing stuff on the internet as fact. And, you know, I have proof because look at this picture.
Or they have like some screenshot from
Yeah,
Facebook or,
right.
or
Some other
Snapchat.
unknown source.
It's just like, what? Remember, you need to have sources, you need to have evidence, you need to have proof, or else your theories are just thoughts.
Yeah.
That's all they are.
Yeah, and it can be extremely damaging to
It can.
the actual
That's a good point.
things that are happening and the investigations that are happening. Because for all we know, there could already be an investigation into Wayfair for something serious like this. And by people just blowing this up all over the internet, you know, with, you know, accusing this and that and this person of this and that, you're just making this way worse.
And you could be bringing, obviously now I think there's more attention that Wayfair is like, oh, we're getting some, heat for this. We got to fix our shit. If let's say there was something going on, if there was an investigation, now you're ruining it for the people who are investigating and trying to build a case.
Yeah, that's true. And when it gets all messed up with rumors, like there's always some truth in these theories and a lot of bullshit, mixed in to kind of all be pushed as one truth.
And on that point of bullshit, the other little bit of this that I saw that people were doing that makes absolutely no sense is apparently some people figured out that if you put SRC USA into a Russian search engine, okay, for one, it's a Russian search engine, Yandex.com, and you put SRC USA into there, and then you take a Wayfair SKU, like one of their SKU numbers, and put that in there, that the search results you get is children. And it is. That's what happens when you put it in. I tried it myself.
But no matter what you put in there, you're going to get children.
Well, an SRC is an actual Russian modeling agency. If you actually go back and look at it, SRC is obviously going to be the first thing that the search engine looks at, and it's going to automatically refer to a modeling agencies and associated things to that. So just by tacking on the, Wayfair SKU on the end of it doesn't mean anything. I mean, and people are using that as evidence that, look at this. This is evidence that this SKU for this pillow is actually a human, and that if you ordered this, the human would show up at your door. It's like that. No, I'm dead serious. That's what people are saying.
I know. Some people think they're actually shipping the kids in the cabinet. Like some people don't even understand that it's the cabinet.
Okay.
I know.
It's so, and I'm just like, people fucking crap. Think about this for a second. This makes no sense. And plus, fucking Yandex is a Russian search engine. For all we know, there could be a bunch of fucking, Russian people that are doing this on purpose to try to make us believe this theory. I mean,
which does happen.
There is counterintelligence out there that is literally trying to fool us online. And there's so many people that are falling for all the fucking bullshit that's literally being made by, enemies of our country, I guess you could say. Like,
and I know it is hard nowadays because there is so much information. It's hard to figure out what to believe and what not to believe, but you gotta, at the end of the day, when you're questioning something, you gotta go back to, like I said, the source, the evidence, the proof. And if you don't have those things, then
you should not be sharing it as like, this is what's actually going on.
And the confidence some people speak with about these things when they really don't know shit and they're just at home on Twitter is just ridiculous.
Right. And I'm sorry, a government insider will never be a 100% reliable source. I just want to put that out there. That
any type of insider.
No.
You have to question them to some extent.
Anybody that's remaining anonymous, that's providing you all of your information, cannot be a trusted source.
Be skeptical of everything or you will fall for
Question everything, including things that are, going with your, what you're thinking. Like there's tons of things that we get bombarded with that like, oh, that fits into my narrative of what I believe about the world and, the government and everything. Like, you gotta, I know it's hard to navigate and it's hard to sift through all the shit that you get thrown at you online, but you've got to take each little bit and really process it, really look into it, try to see if you can verify it. That's the best thing you do is look at other places. Who else is saying this? And you'll find that most of the times it's coming from one little fucking random place on the internet that just started it because they're looking for,
or they have a different agenda completely.
Right. Or they have a different narrative that they're trying to push.
And obviously we do believe in conspiracies. We believe in a lot of conspiracies, but we just think it's really important to actually, have evidence to back this stuff up or you'll look stupid. You want to be taken seriously. Human trafficking is a big problem. A lot of this stuff is true.
Yeah.
That does go around. And it's important to separate that from things that can't be proven, or else we just all get looped into a bunch of crazies that,
right. And I mean,
aren't reliable.
At the end of the day, we're all in this to try to find the truth. I mean, I think everybody coming at this has sort of the same, goal here. We all want to know about the truth about what's really happening in the world, what's really happening to these poor beings, human beings that are being sex trafficked and disappearing.
And we know that it exists.
And we know, yes, we 100% know it exists. It's a real thing. Jeffrey Epstein, real thing. Sex trafficker. We've got Keith Raniere, who we're talking about. Sex trafficker. We know there's people out there doing this, but before you go and start, trying to point fingers at everybody
and solve it yourself,
we have to take a look at things under a microscope and really, because you can destroy people's lives. You can accuse people of horrific things with absolutely no evidence that it could be completely wrong. And
just
I could derail them.
Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. So again, I'll get off my soapbox, but I've felt really passionate about this because I feel like a lot of you out there are, sitting around wondering what Kendall and I think about so many things that happen, on the internet and a lot of these, leaks and whatnot. And I just wanted to give you our perspective on it and why we don't just jump on the train and start, sharing this, retweeting that.
And that's something that we wanted to do from the beginning, is make sure that our show has evidence to back up what we talk about, that we don't push ideas on people and we don't push narratives that cannot be verified.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's all we can do at the end of the day. And like, everybody's entitled to their opinion and what they believe. And that's totally up to you. And we believe that. So, you don't have to take what we say as fact or, our opinion as what goes, but be open to everything, question everything, but also it's healthy to have a little bit of skepticism in there too.
Absolutely.